Good morning traders, welcome to this market session review of the ICT Silver Bullet hour for the London session, where we're going to be looking at EURUSD just to see what was offered to us this morning. Please, before we jump into the charts, go ahead and like the video, leave any questions or comments that you've got down below, and if you're enjoying the content, please subscribe to the channel. It'd be awesome to continue doing this and hopefully providing yourselves with value as well as helping me understand the concepts a little bit better. With that said, let's jump into the charts and see what we've got. So I've gone ahead and marked out some of the key levels. We can see at the moment we're kind of consolidating in the middle of this rather large range from yesterday's session. So the previous day's high is our buy side above us, and then we've got some sell side with these relative equal lows below us here. It was putting in the gap time between yesterday's New York AM session and today's Asia session. We're slowly grinding up. This is not nice price action, really tight consolidated price action coming into London. A bit of volume coming up. We have taken this just prior to the Silver Bullet hour and we've rejected straight back in the range. If we drop to the 5, it's a little bit clearer. So we can see kind of price grind along through the Asia session. As we come into London, we get a little bit of movement. We're stuck in a swing high before the London Open, pull back, bump up again in London. We've taken the buy side here, but immediately closed back in the range. So we've got a failure to displace above the highs, which should bring our eyes down then to this sell side below us. So we've got some relative equal lows. Again, some more relative equal lows at the bottom of the new week opening gap. And then this swing low from the Asia session as well. So given this current price action, I'm going into the session looking for short trades. Also, just an extra level that I've got highlighted here, we are above the midnight open at the moment. On the 1 minute, we can see price action is very bearish, leaving bearish fair value gaps on the way down. So really we want to be trying to get in on the action to try and take some of this sell side. The only downside that we've got when I came into the session this morning looking at this is we are very close to taking the sell side already. So it would be nice to have a pullback into these higher fair value gaps for us then to start displacing lower. Let's see what the session brings. So as soon as we open up, we do tap that fair value gap, and this fair value gap's a strong reaction off these two fair value gaps. I wouldn't be looking to take an entry here. I would want to see a fair value gap created inside the Silver Bullet hour. Unfortunately, we don't have the opportunity. We've taken sell side now, so we've taken the first set of equal lows. We've created essentially even more equal lows now here. We've still got the bearish bias going on. Really need these to be taken out. Price is pulling back. I wouldn't be looking to get in on any of these fair value gaps because we're simply too close to this. So in my estimation, this is not a high probability trade because we just don't have enough room to run and grab our 5 pips. And we can see, I'll just drop this on here. When you've basically to the very lowest of the sell sides, we only have 6 pips. So I wouldn't be looking to take an entry here. It's just too close. There's not enough room for me to get a decent fill. We've taken sell side, we've taken, well, essentially we're putting another equal low here, so we're building liquidity on the lows. I wouldn't be looking to go long here, so I feel that this would be a trap because, again, we're building all of this liquidity below as equal lows, so this is kind of sucking people into going long in my opinion. I want to see all of these lows cleared out. So one thing that's really nice to note is that this fair value gap here, look how well respected the 50% of that fair value gap is. If we drop this onto it, you can see that the bodies are pretty much respecting the 50% all the way along there. So for some of you aggressive traders, this would be a really strong indication that this fair value gap is going to hold. In which case, if you'd have taken this, you could be in good profit and would have taken your 5 pips. ultimately taken the session low as well. So it would have been a very good trade if you'd have taken notice of this. I personally didn't see that really and didn't get in on the action. So it's one of the nice things about looking at this in hindsight. You see there's many opportunities here that we could have maybe got in on the action thinking that we're going to definitely go lower. So as I was looking at this now, we've taken all of the sell side. So I'm switching to the ICT 2022 mentorship model here. Looking for a break of structure, fair value gap higher. So we've got relative equal highs here. So I'll class this for our break of structure if we can get a reaction through that with a fair value gap, which we've got there. So immediately close through, left our fair value gap. So this would be a long entry for me. Let's see if we can come back. So we haven't got tagged in. Price is running away. We go up to the 2 minute, we can see we have left a fair value gap on the 2 minute. So this is kind of a strategy that I'm thinking about implementing, going up the time frames as price is going away, just to try and monitor the fair value gaps as they're developing. And maybe this would give us the opportunity to get in on these moves sooner rather than missing out on them, because I am seeing a lot of times if you're getting in very early on, sometimes you just don't get triggered in. There's a fair value gap on the 2 minutes, which has not been triggered in. Created another fair value gap there. Let's go on to the 3. So the 3 is just closed and we've left the fair value gap here. There's an opportunity on the 3 minute chart that's just arisen. So you would get triggered in now on the 3 minutes. And you would hit target. So that's really nice. So essentially, as we can see, our lower 2 minute fair value gap didn't get triggered. The slightly higher 2 minute fair value gap did get triggered. The 1 minute fair value gap that we initially looked at hasn't been touched. So by scaling up 1, 2 and 3 as price is pushing away from us, we were given an opportunity to get in on the action on the 3 minute time frame. Given that we're pulling back inside the range, our new buy side liquidity is the session high. So if you wanted to hold this now that you've got in on the trade, you could hold that potentially for the high. I myself would have closed out at the 5 pips. However, let's see how this plays out. We've left another fair value gap there. Pulling up nicely. More fair value gaps. So you can see that the bullish fair value gaps have been respected. Come through. So we've closed in that one. We've come into this 3 minute order block now. So this order block should hold. So if you were trailing your stop loss, you would trail your stop loss up to this swing low. And that's hit. So that would be a potential 2.7. Round that up to 3 and see if we get the 3 then, eh? So yeah, you could have got a 3R there. On that, so that would have been the ideal way to manage that trade, scaling up through the time frames, jumping in on the first fair value gap that you see and riding that through to the buy side at the top. So again, we had a failure to displace above these highs, meaning that our draw was on the lows. We've had a failure to displace lower, meaning that our draws are back on the high. So we're just literally playing ping pong, looking for these displacement failures and then trading in the opposite direction. And how we manage the trades, this is something that I just want to work on and just see if I can maybe implement this on a consistent basis, going from a 1 minute to a 2 minute to a 3, 4, even 5 minutes as the trade develops. So I hope that was useful for you. It's certainly useful for me to review that in hindsight, because my trading session this morning was pretty horrendous. And again, looking at this in hindsight, it's really kind of cleared things up for me. So I hope it does the same for you guys. Please leave any comments down below. And as I said at the beginning of the video, like, subscribe and all that good stuff. And I'll keep continuing to put the content out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again later on today with a session review for the New York AM session where we'll look at US 500. Alright, thanks guys.